See, I kind of wanted to watch X again before doing this review, but then I actually watched Pearl, and I said, you know what? That's not necessary. That's not necessary for this review. Uh, so I'll give before I do a rewatch, which I'll do a follow-up review for a rewatch of X on Letterboxd. So if you're interested in that, that will be on Letterboxd. You can go to my account below, follow me on there, and you'll be able to see exactly what I think about X later on. I don't know if it'll be today or tomorrow, but it will be someday. All right, so here we are, everybody. Hello, hi, welcome. Never done quite a cold open like that before, but welcome. Today I'm going to be doing a review for the movie Pearl, which is the prequel to X, but I would say this is more the second chapter in the X trilogy. Would I? I mean, obviously, if you want to watch it in chronological order, you'd start with Pearl, taking place in 1918 at the same farm from X because they were, shot side by side. They were meant to be released not too far apart from each other, which is what we got 6 months later. We got a release of Pearl. So, how do I talk about this movie? So the reason why I'm not going to be comparing this movie to X all that much is because this movie is significantly different. Like, this is significantly more different to X because X is a slasher. This is a psychological thriller, which I am not going to lie, I don't like that term because if you're here, you probably already know, but just for those that don't know, the reason why the term psychological thriller was coined was so that Oscars could stop giving any bit of nomination to a movie that's a horror movie. I think this really started around when they had nominated Silence of the Lambs for Best Picture. They didn't want to give the Oscar Best Picture to a horror movie, so they made up psychological thriller, and that's where we are today because they don't respect the genre in the slightest. Again, you can see this throughout history. Not to give like a film history lesson, specifically horror film history lesson, but like when Get Out was being nominated for an Oscar, I think it was screenplay, best original screenplay. I mean, I would have to look that up again. I could do an entire thing about why I don't like the Oscars, specifically like the entire dog and pony show of giving like out the awards and such. I mean, if you've done all your work really well, then congratulations, that's great. But like the entire like performances and such, it's like all just pat on the back to each other, just like congratulations, we did that, we really did that. While like what's really the honor here is just being nominated in general, because even if you don't win, you were nominated for an Oscar, and that is a high achievement. That means that all of your peers noticed your movie, they said this is really good work, and nominated that flick for for this prestigious award. Anyways, that's a tangent. Pearl has nothing to do with the Oscars. So Pearl is a movie that I did not really know what to expect because I did not stick around and watch the teaser after X because I had forgotten that Pearl was going to be out soon. And when people were saying that they saw the teaser for Pearl after X, I was like, you saw what? I didn't see that. Well, it turns out I would have had to have waited through the entirety of the credits, which I normally should do because it's like paying respects to everybody that's been working on this film. And honestly, they deserve the recognition for the hard work that they put on for this. So let me talk about what I liked about this movie. Mia Goth, the standout of X, the standout of here. Although I don't want to say that the acting was considerably better. because I don't think that the acting in X was bad at all. I think, I mean, they're two different genres, so they require a different style of acting. So I don't really know what to say there, other than I think that the acting is really strong here. Mia Goth delivers some really strong monologues. There's the sequence where she's arguing with her mother, and I didn't even introduce this movie like I normally do. Oops. This is written, directed, and edited by Ty West. Ty West? Yeah, Ty West. Starring Mia Goth and I did not look up the other actors and actresses before doing this, and I really should have, and it shows, but you know what? We're here. We're here. We know what I mean. We know what I mean, but everybody is really good in this. Even the man that doesn't say a single word in this entire movie is really good in this. Because the level of acting that is required for this movie is something else entirely. Even the minor characters. See, something that people had an issue with X is that they didn't like the characters. Like, they thought they were bad people. I didn't really agree, but that's like the thing with Pearl, is that they're not bad people at all. Everybody's just trying to do what they can to get by. Nobody's doing anything to like take away from somebody else. Everybody's pursuing their interests and such, and they're trying to help other people out as they go. So like everybody's kind of trying to help out everybody. It's just that we have this woman, Pearl, who is just looking out for herself, seemingly. I don't want to give anything away, so I'm not going to be a bit more specific than that. I think what's really interesting about this movie is that, yes, it's filmed in... I don't think it's filmed in Technicolor, but people have described it as a Technicolor nightmare, so I'll just go with that. This movie is very interesting because of how it's filmed. There are definitely very specific scenes in this movie that feel entirely personal and voyeuristic, especially the scene where there's this bit where Pearl's crying and like we come around the side of a building. Again, I'm trying to be vague. Come around the side of a building and we see Pearl just crying, and it's like, oh, am I interrupting something? I shouldn't be watching this. So yeah, very much appreciate that this movie did everything it could to just be absolutely unsettling. Yeah, I really don't have much that I can say other than like things that would spoil it. Like I have a joke saying that this is my Joker, even though I don't relate to it in the slightest. But I'm just gonna go with that. This is my Joker. God. But yeah, like I think that the camera techniques in this movie are really good. There's a specific shot that's done in here that I was like, that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I want to do that same shot. So now whenever somebody asks what I mean by a specific shot, I'm like, this one in Pearl, this one exactly. Yeah, I think the characters are really well written. It's understood what everybody, except for one character, but that's intentional. It's understood what everybody wants, what is keeping them from that want, and just the direction of the story and how we get from here to X. It's very interesting. It is very much a character piece, if you couldn't tell already from the posters or the trailers. I mean, at this point, if you don't know what you're walking into, you're living under a rock, and that's kind of impressive. Um, so I will say that I recommend this. If you didn't like X, you'll probably like Pearl. Um, it's a very different movie. They're not very comparable. Yeah, it's really hard to compare these two movies because they're just vastly different things. They're just vastly different entities. But I do recommend this movie. If you're a fan of X, you'll probably be a fan of Pearl. If you didn't really like X, you might like Pearl. I'm not gonna be, saying that you will like Pearl, but I'm gonna guarantee that there will be at least something that you can take out of this that you might not have enjoyed as much from X. Um, so yeah, that's all I really gotta say. Uh, oh no no no! There's one more thing I gotta say. One more thing I gotta say. This is like a celebration of film history because just the idolization of film and the want to be a part of something bigger, and also seeing like all these movies from like the early days of cinema. It's just so cool to see that being represented. Just seeing somebody say, hey, film history is really cool, you should look into that. So we got some references here, some videos and such. um, this is a really unique picture. um, I don't know how to describe it more than that. It's kind of its own thing. It's very hard to compare it to other things. Uh, the only one that I can think of is literally Joker. That's it. And even still, I don't want to share my opinion on that because I am still a growing channel and I don't want people to dislike me so soon. um, I don't dislike Joker if that's what you're thinking, but I just wanted to make at least a comparison, something that you can go off of. But there you go. Um, yeah, there's definitely this one monologue bit in this movie that, I mean, if you're going to be doing a kind of like a show in the future, like say your school's putting on Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, you might want to go to uh, this monologue here because it'll really provide for you. And there's this really intense argument sequence. Uh, Again, this movie's like really intense, and it does build to the intensity. It's a little slow in the beginning, um, but like if you're like me, you don't like geese, then that beginning won't bother you all that much. I'm sorry, that's all so mean. Oh god, that was mean too. That one's unlike a joke from earlier. That one's staying in. Anyways, that's gonna be all for this review. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share with friends. And I will be back soon with more content. Probably not Twilight still. I'm trying to put that off as long as I possibly can. Okay, thanks and have a great one.